Back with our knees bent, and I'll just put you on mute. So just find a nice comfortable place for our back. And maybe just let the knees just gently rock from side to side, just to massage into the back, into the nice spine. Maybe hands can rest on our tummy, and we can just let the knees just very gently rock from side to side. If you want to put anything under the head, a pillow or a blanket, just to make sure the chin isn't pointing behind the head, but the chin kind of in a nice natural place, either straight up or slightly forward. But we want a nice long spine. Just let the hips have a lovely massage as we let the knees rock from side to side. Big breath in and a long breath out. Let go of anything that's going on in our heads. Breathe into this moment, just checking in how the body's feeling as we let the knees move gently from side to side. We can either keep the feet on the ground, which are really wide as the mat, or even wider, just so nice. So we start to feel around the hip flexors, the thighs. If it feels a good idea, as we come to the centre of the next hand, just lift the knees one at a time, hands to the knees, and just gently rock. So you can start with a really small, gentle rocking, so you just feel the weight on the back of the hips, into the kidney energy, into our adrenal energy, just drawing a nice gentle motion, soothing the body. Still inhaling and still exhaling, breathing out what we don't need. It feels a nice idea, we can draw the knees into the body, so a very gentle circular motion. And again, see what feels nicer, knees apart or knees together. I find by keeping my knees wider, I've got the weight on my kidney area, the soft part of the lower back, the hips, which is really nice just to feel a lovely soothing sensation. So moving in either direction, just connecting to your instincts, tuning in to what the body needs. And maybe come into the centre, maybe draw the head towards the knees just to find a little stretch on the upper spine and the mid-spine. And if we do lift the head up, the shoulders roll down the back. So it can be a nice gentle drawing the thighs into the body. Or we can have the hands behind the thighs, maybe interlocking the, hold onto the arms into a tighter squeeze. So I kind of start feeling a little stretch on my lower spine as well. If our knees are okay, we can bring the arms over the top of the legs and draw it into a tight little ball. So a real big hug. So it's really nice to have a hug, and at the moment, if we're isolating, not living with anybody, we can't get a hug. So the body doesn't know, I believe, that it's not you being hugged by somebody else. Just hugging ourselves still produces that nice, happy serotonin chemical in our body. And then on the exhale, let the head come down. And let the right foot come down, the left foot come down. And we're just going to move through our fascia, releasing the fascia, the connective tissue that holds the body. So we're going to work on the outer layers of fascia and run between the bones and the muscles. So on the breath out, we're going to just push the right leg forward. So imagine this bobbly bit. I've got a bobbly bit anyway, top of my shin bone. I'm going to push that forward like trying to push a button. Push it forward. And as I push it forward, look, my right hip kind of lifts. I'm going to bring my hands behind my head. So if it feels comfortable on your shoulders, hands can be by ears or interlocking behind the head. And as we push the right leg forward, we're going to slide the right shoulder and the right shoulder blade to the side. Breathing out, which stretches the other side of the body. And then inhale to centre. And on the exhale, we take that to the left, push the left leg forward and slide the body, slide the upper body, the shoulder blades, the shoulders, the arms to the side, and turn the gaze, turn the head and the gaze towards that right shoulder, keeping the shoulder down, keeping the right elbow down. And then we come back to centre and we'll alternate, so moving from side to side. So just let the body move, on the breath out, right knee comes forward, slide the right shoulder, the right arm, the elbow to the right, then turn the gaze. So we're stretching all the fascia around the shoulders, the body, the neck, the eyes as we gaze to that upper left elbow, and then back to centre. So I'll just be quiet for a moment to let you move with your own breath rhythm, stretching the side. Connective tissue runs down the side of the body and around the torso, the legs, that front of the body doesn't get much action. Just moving, breathing. Noticing if we can pinpoint if there's any difference from one side to the side. We've got more movement on one side than the other. Keeping the shoulders relaxed down, keep the elbows relaxed down. And notice I tend to lift my elbows, so keep them relaxed down and gaze to the opposite elbow. So we'll just do one more side either side, and then we'll come to centre. And then just pause for a moment in the centre. Again, if you want to just bring one knee in, the other knee in, just to, again, relax the lower spine. Circling the knees. If it feels nice, arms can come down to the sides as stabilisers and just gently rock from side to side, just to make sure the back is not getting any tension or tightness in it. Just think of relaxing and releasing each breath out. And when that's good, and you've got as much from that as you want, bring the feet back to the ground one at a time. Lengthen the right leg. We're going to move through the all the fascia now on the front of the body. So we're going to push the right heel forward, slide that right leg along the ground, extend the toes, spread the toes out, really activate that right foot on the breath in, really pushing it away. And then as we exhale, we just soften the right leg and let it flop to the side, and then slide the right foot up by the side of the body. Keep the big ball of the foot or big toe on the ground and lift the knee across the body on the breath in. Hands can come back by the ears here. And we can come back to that sliding of the right elbow down by the side of the body and turn the gaze to that opposite elbow, to the left elbow. And then on the breath in, come back to centre. The knee flops back out to the side. And we slide the leg down and just relax it, just relax the right leg. So we're going to take that to the left leg. So we're activating the left foot, really spread the toes. Toes are facing the sky. Spread the toes so we feel the breeze between the toes. Really breathe. Big breath in as we breathe here. So it's activated by the breath. So we keep the breath in. Feel a nice strong energy in that right leg. Feel the leg sliding away down to the right a little bit. And as we relax out to the breath out, the knee flops to the side and we slide that leg up. We pick the knee up, keep the big ball of foot on the ground and take the knee across the body. So we stretch all around the torso, the hips, and then we slide the left elbow down to the side, turn the gaze to the right elbow, keep the right elbow back, and then come back. So we're going to alternate from side to side. So there's fascia connective tissue on the outer body. It's like if you've got a big stocking and a big Spider-Man costume that's all over the body. So we're pushing that right foot away as we inhale. And we're spreading the ball of the foot, we're spreading the toes because the fascia comes from the sole of the foot. We've got a band of fascia coming over the front of the foot, up the front of the leg, and from the sole of the foot to the back of the leg and the sides. So we can have a problem with the upper body and it's actually an injury down the lower leg maybe. So on the breath out, let the leg flop to the side, slide the foot up. On the breath in, we take the knee across the body and we slide the elbow down by the side and take the gaze. So we're stretching all the fascia around the shoulders, the neck, and the eyes. and then come back to centre. So we're always thinking about breath led. So we start with the breath in, activate the legs, spread the toes, push the leg away. And then we let the leg flop out with the breath out. So then gravity and the ground is feeding the body into this nice gentle moving. Knee across the body, slide to the side. So we're just going to do a couple more either side. And I'm going to stop talking, honestly I am. And just so you can tune into any differences from your side of the body, from right to left. And noticing any more sensations. But remember to move with the breath, inhaling, long leg. And you can breathe with sound. So just one more other side. So if you're watching at home later on with this video, you can just pause the video and carry on with that a little bit longer. Otherwise we're going to come with the feet back down, ground the feet once more, and again we're going to bring the knees in one at a time into the hands, and just gently again draw the knees in. We might want to bring the head to the knees just to stretch the spine, the upper spine. Breathe out and stretch forward. And then when we want to let the head come down, just circle the knees, just again bring the blood back into the lower back, the hips. And the arm can come out to the side, and we can rock from side to side one more time. We can start nice and gentle, a really small movement, just rocking on the hips, just to re-energise the adrenal energy, our engine house here. And then we can come a little bit wider with our rocking, so we can hover from the ground a few inches. We start to feel engagement in the tummy. Maybe feel a little stretch on the side of the body. And we can just stay here, or if it feels better, bring the feet back down and have the feet nice and wide. Just come back to that nice, stable, stretchy, rocking, twisting sensation. Well, from here, quite happy, our back feels okay, we feel in control, we've got our hands firmly planted to the earth, our arms, as we rock from side to side. Maybe hover from the ground as you come to one side. And as we hover from the ground, feel an energy of the tummy buttons drawing in, feel an engagement around the tummy, around the ribs, drawing the energy up and in. And we can let the head turn the opposite direction, so a full twist to the spine. And feeling still strong, we want to be a little stronger, we can extend that top leg to the side. So again, really strong energy around the tummy, around the solar plexus, the ribs. And then bring the knee back in, retract the knee and come back to centre, head to centre, and then let the head and the knees move in the opposite direction, and let the knees hover about the ground, from the ground about 2 inches or an inch. Just feel how this feels on this side. So always checking in how it feels for your body. If you're feeling quite energetic, feel quite healthy and strong, there's no issues, no niggles anywhere, we can lengthen that top leg to the side. So keeping the knees and the thighs together, just extend the lower leg. So keep the hands connected to the ground, feel connected to the earth and supported. And then retract the leg and roll back to centre. And we're going to change from side to side, but if you need to pause at any time, Make sure the neck feels supported. Again, we can use support under the head. So if the knees fall to the other side, just keep the control around the tummy and the ribs. And we can extend just the one leg, or we can extend both legs. But really use the arms and the hands for support. Tummy's drawing strongly in. And again, if it feels too strong, just bring one leg in or both legs in. Retract. Keep the head nice in the centre when we're doing the stronger version, but that's probably better for safety for our neck. And then take the knee to the side and extend. So really using the arms and the hands, the tummy, strong energy around the body. And then bend the knees and come back. So again, you move from side to side. I'm going to do a few so you can listen into your body. If you wanted to pause in the centre and we come back to centre and lengthen the legs to the centre, we can do that. And of course, if it's your practice just to let the legs roll from side to side, you can do that, but only if you know it's safe for your back. I'm going to stay with retracting the knees in, let the knees come to the side, then lengthen the legs. Much safer for my back. So just see what's better for you. Strong energy around the tummy. So just 2 more times either side, if that feels okay. When we come to the right side the next time, we're going to just release the legs down. So bend the knees. I'm going to come into a twist. We've brought the energy into the body. We've brought the energy into the muscles. And now we're going to just lengthen the muscles. Just to have a little bit more supple and much healthier for the muscles to be long as well as strong. So we can keep the knees and the ankles stacked in this twist. Or we could bring the knees up, cross the left thigh over the right thigh quite high up. And if you've got it in your lower legs, just wrap the lower foot, the left foot around the right leg. Ground the right ball of the foot and lift the hips up and take the right hip down to the earth, over to the side. So it's a much stronger twist than these just come together. So what feels best for you? If you're in that first version with the knees stacked and the ankles stacked, then the knees can be quite high up to the body if you want to stretch more around the thoracic region, more around the liver, or if you want to be more around the kidney area, the lower hips, then the knees could be further down. So the kidneys lower down, yeah. So just depending where you want your stretch. And if you're in this rooted twist, you can put some support under this knee, and then just use the elbows to shuffle the right shoulder blade over a little tiny bit. So you've got room for the right shoulder blade, and then we just can let the head turn the opposite direction. So I always think about wringing out what I don't need here. Big breath in, big breath out. Imagine like a grey smoke, anything we don't need. One nice bright energy. So whatever's for the moment you don't need, let it be breathed away. Then we're going to roll over onto the right side. We're going to come into a cat's tail, into our back bend. So we're going to roll onto the side, lift the head up. We're going to use the right hand on the right side of the head, unravel the legs, push the bottom knee back. I like to roll on my hip forward and take the bottom hip back a little bit further, and then come back with the hips stacked on top of each other. Bottom knees back and the front knees forward. Now if the front knee wants some support under, we can put some cushions or blankets under this front knee. And we're going to ease the top shoulder back, so it's a back bend. We want the back to feel like it's arching backwards. So bring the left shoulder back, and then if our hand comes to the foot, we can hold the foot. If you've got a belt or a scarf or something to hold on to, we could bring that around the foot just to give a little stretch on the thigh. Head can stay nice and lifted with the hand supporting it. Or if it feels a good idea, we can let the head roll down to the earth. And then push the bottom leg further back. So a nice stretch on that bottom thigh. And just feel the energy in the back body. Again, we're tuning in to that energy in the back body, the kidney energy, adrenal energy. And breathe into the heart. Bring that energy into the heart. Breathe out anything here we don't need. Letting go of any nibbles, any sensations of unhappiness or sadness. Let it go just for the moment. Let it go. And just for the spirit, breathe in a beautiful light energy. So it might be a nice blue light you're connecting with. It might be a white light or a golden light. Whatever light resonates here, just breathe that kind, loving energy into the heart, just to enrich it, to nourish it. Breathe out what we don't need. Then we release that back foot, bring the knee forward to stack the knees again, and then roll onto our back into a very gentle twist. And then when we've twisted, just lift the left knee up and the right foot, find neutral, very slow, lift the hip back in line. Use the elbows to shuffle the shoulder blades and just pause with the knees bent, feet grounded, knees together maybe, let the spine, hips open. Just pause and let everything settle down. So not rushing from pose to pose, just everything come back to neutral in a nice safe place. Come back into the breath. Inhale through the nostrils and maybe a heart out through the mouth. Then bring the arms out to the side. We're going to come back into our twist. So again, a gentle twist of the feet on the ground, our knees coming up. And let the knees come over to the left. We're going to hover from the ground, unless you want to let these ground straight away. So make sure you've got the hands and the arms as nice stabilizers. And again, we can extend one leg, top leg, or the bottom leg as well. But use the arms, the elbows, the hands, everything to stay here. And then release the knees down into a twist. So we can bend the knees or have them long and let the head turn the opposite direction. We can then rotate the palms of the hands to the sky. And again, just shuffle the left shoulder blade over a little tiny bit. Make room for the right shoulder blade and twist out what we don't need. You might want to stay here in this nice gentle twist. If you feel a strain on the hips at all here, or the inner groin, or you can put cushions or pillows between the knees to find a twist in the spine. If you're getting distracted by the hips, it's always nice to use supports. And if you feel you want to go to the stronger version, we can lift the knees and we can cross the right thigh over the left thigh really high up. And if you've got room with our legs, we can wrap the lower foot around the lower leg. Use the foot to lift the hips onto the left hip. And again, we can use support, blankets, cushions, bolsters, anything under this top leg. And then just again, use the shoulders to shuffle the elbows, rather, to shuffle the shoulders over to the left. Make sure we've got the nice equal connection with both shoulders to the earth. And then just let the knees fall away. But again, use support if we need. Make sure we're not straining anything. And then just use the breath out. Palms are facing the sky. Open the heart and let any negative energy be wrung out. Anything that's lingering around. Just for this moment, just let it go. Let the head maybe turn the opposite direction. So bringing out anything in the throat chakra, any words that are going around that aren't helping us, just Let it be breathed away, let it go. Just for this one moment, just let it go. And feel the twist around the heart, open the heart. Feel unconditional loving kindness to ourselves. Breathing here, slowly inhaling, slowly exhaling. Breathing is that loving energy. And then again, the lower spine, where our little adrenal glands are sitting on top of our kidneys. Just breathe in all the energy we need, strength into this body, refill our batteries. Breathe out what we don't need. I'm going to bring that right arm over, going to come into our cat's tail. We're going to roll onto the left side, use the left hand just to support the head, unravel the legs, push the bottom hip backwards and the bottom knee backwards. And again, if we find we can just roll this top shoulder back, this back hand may want to come round the back foot. And again, I always like to then roll again back on my hip and take the knee further back a little bit more, a little stretch on the thigh. But just make sure there's no twinges in the back. Just make sure we're holding the foot at the back and it's the bottom leg, the left foot, the left leg on the bottom. This is the foot we're holding, this top leg, the right leg's coming forward. I know you all know this now, but sometimes we get a bit confused. Well, I always get a bit confused how to do it. And then we're going to roll the top shoulder back, and then we can either keep the head nice and high, or we can roll it further down. Lovely arch in the back. Really engage with our fuel, our energy, vitality, and replenish with each breath in. Bring that to the heart. Breathe out like a grey smog. Anything we don't need. Let the heart lift and rise. And then release the foot and gently roll back onto our back. Really slowly. Then use support under the head, neutral spine, knees bent, hands on our tummy. Maybe just pause in stillness, or if you have an instinct of bringing the hands to the knees, and a very gentle stretch, knee to head. Again, rocking, circling. So I just want to come into undulation of the spine. We're moving towards our bridge pose. So undulation of the spine, so just removing anything from behind the head. So we can just think about the natural curve of the spine. So we're going to push the tail of the spine, the coccyx down. As we push the tail of the spine, it rounds the tummy. So that natural lumbar lordosis spine, that curve in the spine rounds. So we could slide a hand underneath maybe. Tummy round, we push the tail to the ground. And then the chin is coming down to the chest. Hands come hide behind the head or by the side of the head. So we're going to really bring the chin to the chest. So push the elbows to the ground. Feel all the connection, the tail, the heart spine. We can lift the toes here, really push the heels to the earth. Heels to the earth, tail the spine, chin to chest. So to curl the top of the spine. And then we soften the feet down. Let the heels lift, and this lifts the tail of the spine as well. Tummy buttons drawing in, so the lower spine is suckering down to the earth. We feel the chest opening, chin is lifting to the sky, and we roll the head back, gaze behind the head, push the elbows to the earth. So we're using all the fascia around the body, around the spine, and that little area between the shoulder blades doesn't get much action, so we're pushing the elbows to the earth. So really feel the energy, the warmth in the upper shoulder blades. And then when we're ready, relax. The chin comes down to the chest, the arms stay on the ground, tummy is rounding, tail the spine, the coccyx is pushing to the earth. And then we can maybe lift the toes. So just see what feels nice here. Let the toes and the feet move naturally. And then we soften the tummy, we tuck the tail up, lift the heels maybe, push the balls of the feet to the earth. Chin is lifting, push the elbows to the earth. So imagine we're squeezing the upper shoulder blades towards each other and gaze behind us to the wall behind. Getting all the fascia around the eyes, stretching all the fascia around the eyes. And then release the chin to chest. Tummy rounding, heels push into the earth, tail push into the earth. So just a couple in your own time, I won't speak. Just feel that flow. Feel the squeeze in the upper shoulders. And then relax, and we're going to move in the natural way, the way we normally move for bridge pose. So we're going to bring the chin to the chest, round the lower spine, tuck the tail, and we're going to squeeze the shoulders, elbows to each other, and then we're going to lift the shoulders up. So elbows squeezing together, rounding up as far as we can. As you breathe out. Feel the tummy drawing in, tail tucking up. So all the breath is gone, and then inhaling back down to the earth. Let the elbows come nice and wide, push the elbows to the earth. Hit the chin again to the sky. We feel the tail of the spine tuck into the earth and gaze behind. We can lift the toes if that feels okay. And then we'll just move in our own way. So toes down to the earth, lift the heels. Elbows squeeze together and rounding up. Tail tucking up, lower spine grounding, elbows coming together, head lifting. All the breath out. So just going to do a couple of those in your own time. Lifting and curling on the breath out. Inhaling back. Last one. And then coming down, release the head, release the hands behind the body. We're going to move through bridge flow now. So on the breath out, tuck the tail, push through the heels, squeeze through the glutes. The arms can stay down by the body, or they can come underneath the body and locking the fingers under the bottom. Roll the shoulders underneath. And we're going to really squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes on the breath in. Use the arms and the hands, pushing away. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So make sure the knees feel they're in line with the hips and the feet, nice and forward, not splaying out. If we had blocks, we could put blocks between the legs. And we do have a tendency to have a weaker side, so we're going to alternate pushing each heel to the earth. So we're going to push the right heel to the earth, squeeze the right thigh, right glute, and then release on the breath out and take that to the side as you breathe in, the left heel on the left glute and thigh. Make sure the back is feeling okay. They can take a rest at any time. Just going to alternate. Squeezing the glute, the thigh, pushing the heels to the earth. Toes may lift and really push the heel to the earth. Maybe lift the ball of the foot as well. Alternating. Find what breath rhythms suits you best. You might find breathing out is better to really engage and squeeze. Inhale softens. And then we'll change, we'll alternate, we'll lift the heel. So we'll lift the heel. Again, we might want to change the foot slightly if there's any twinging on the back. Foot may want to come slightly closer to the body. And then we'll change sides, alternating, squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Changing. See if we can really extend the breath out if we're using the breath out, and really breathe out and extend. It's really scrunch the bottom up and the thigh. And then we're going to release out, so let the hands go and let the spine release down, nice and slow. Just come back to neutral for a moment, the shoulders relax down, hands back on our tummy. If there's any niggly bits in the spine, stay here, or bring the arms over the head. And then tuck the tail under and push through the heels, lift the hips up. Just going to stretch out the spine, let it lengthen. So as we keep the arms over the head, we release the spine down, bone by bone. Tuck the tail under, the tummy draws as we come down, really stretch out the hip area, pelvic area. Move a few times up and down. And then we're going to bring the hands back over, and we're going to meet with the front body. So we're going to just bring the hands behind the head, and on the breath out we're going to curl forwards. So we draw the tummy button in, draw the energy up through the ribs, lifting the head, keep the elbows back, keeping like a fist distance between the chin, and then release down on the breath in. So I know I always tend my elbows forward, so keep the elbows back and just lift the head up, gaze into the sky, but reaching forward. You start to feel the tummy engaging, all the muscles here. And the breath out. Just going to do a few of these. Now if this feels okay, we want to go to the next level. It's lifting up and stay lifted up, and then bring the right shoulder over towards the left knee. Again, I tend to bring my elbow back forward, but keep the elbow back. It's the shoulder that's coming over. You start to use the oblique muscles, the side muscles. And come back to the side and down. Oh no, stay up, sorry. And change sides. So take the left shoulder over to the right. Come to centre and release down. So this side, we just want to come up and down, or come up. Right shoulder to the left. Keep the elbow back. To centre, to the right, to centre and down. So just doing that a few times. Relax down the centre between. If you want to stay up, if you're feeling really strong, you've got strong tummy muscles, then you could just stay up and alternate from side to side as much as you may. Make this your practice. Explore into what feels good for you. But when you've had enough, just coming down, bring the knees in. Again, just rock from side to side. Maybe let the left foot come down, give the right foot over onto the left knee, and just stretch out that piriformis muscle. Just got me food delivery. So we can, and stretch this piriformis out. We can either have the left foot on the ground, or we can lift it up and bring the hands behind the thigh. And if we're feeling relaxing today, we can soften the legs and soften the feet, or we can engage the feet and have a nice right angle on that leg. And then we're drawing the left thigh in and using the right elbow just to push away the right thigh, looking for that deep stretch deep in the glutes, the piriformis muscle we've been using for our bridges. And if you want to lift the head as well, you can do. Just make sure the shoulders stay nice and relaxed. Breathing here, just a few breaths. And if you feel you're not getting a stretch here, just make sure this left knee hasn't wavered over to the centre, keeping it over in line with the hip, and then just readjust, use the right elbow to push away. Now if you wanted to extend the top leg, if you feel a stretch there, you can extend this left leg. Nice active toes, spread the toes nice and wide, feel the breeze between the toes. Shoulders relax down. And then relax the head and change sides. And again, you might want to start with the foot on the ground and make sure, if you feel a stretch with the foot on the ground, that's where you need to work. That's where you are working. And if it feels a good idea, just lift the head, lift the foot. Use the left elbow to push the left thigh away. Toes nice and wide. Shoulders relaxed. Just feel the neck straining at all, let the head come down. And again, if that tension goes off, readjust. Make sure the right knee's still up by the right hip. Elbows pushing away. And then we're going to release and we're going to roll onto our tummy. So we're going to come into Sphinx pose, just to stretch out the front body. So we can stay in Sphinx on our forearms. If you've got really tight shoulders, you might feel it better to interlock the hands. Only have the palms on the ground, it feels okay on your shoulders. We want to have the elbows under the shoulders. We can always just hold the upper arms, and that's the distance we're roughly looking for. And then extend the forearms forward. Fingers spread nice and wide. Bottom and legs nice and relaxed. Shoulders relaxed. Feel the heart reaching forward. This is a nice passive back bend, so we can stay here. If you want to be more active, and I love going to seal, but if it's not good for you, then please stay here or rest down. Anytime you feel a niggle in your back, you can just relax down and let the knees and the hips relax from side to side. So you're going to come to seal, hands come wider, turn the hands out like little flippers, legs come wider, and we lift up. So you have the hands as close to the body or as far away, but just make sure the bottom's nice and relaxed, shoulders nice and relaxed. This might be a nice stretch to the front body. Just make sure the shoulder's not creeping up to the ears. Feel the shoulder blades rolling down, sliding down the back. Then bend the elbows back down into Sphinx. Hands on top of each other, and let the head come down to rest on the hands. Bring the legs back together and then bend the knees and windscreen wipe from side to side. Let the legs come down. Going to bend the right knee and bring the right foot into the bottom. And just feel a nice stretch on the thigh. If you don't feel a stretch, just lift the knee a little tiny bit, keeping the elbow in, that shoulder blade back. So if you find this is not good on one knee, what you could do is just bend it, and you could just maybe use a belt around the leg or the foot just to bring it in, or just bend it. That's probably nice stretch anyway. And then we'll change sides. If it feels a nice idea, we could do both legs. We don't have to, we can just alternate if we want to. So if we're holding both feet, just bring the shoulder blades towards each other, bring the elbows towards each other. If you've got your hands around the ankles, you could flex the feet, Push the feet, the legs into the hands and lift the head, lift the knees into a little bow pose. Stretch on the thighs, stretch on the front body. A very gentle one, we've not lifting too high. If you're in the full bow, you can always rock forward and backwards or side to side. And then release the legs. I'm going to push back into child pose. So bring the knees forward and just come in. So if the thighs, if you're in traditional balasana with the knees together, it's a nice stretch on the spine, nice forward fold on the spine. So we can put a pillow under our head or we can stack our hands around if our head doesn't come to the ground. And the arms can come outside the body. If you want to come to a wide knee version, if you want to work more actively, knees nice and wide, big toes touching, we can walk the hands forward and then we could lift the palms, lift the wrists and lift the elbows, stretch the shoulders back. This is more active, stretching the spine, creating a bit more heat in the body maybe. Or if you want to have a nice stretch to the flex spine, traditional balasana. I'm going to traditional balasana because I want to stretch in my back after walking on my miles. So just a couple of breaths wherever you are, nice and slow. Now we're going to bring the hands forward and we're going to come onto all fours. And we're going to come into down dog for our inversions. We didn't start till 10 past, so we've got 15 minutes. I just want to do a nice relaxation, but you know, if you want to stay in down dog longer, please do. But come to down dog, tuck the toes, lift the bottom, and just let the heels come to the earth. Shoulders roll away from each other. And if it's your first down dog, it's my first down dog. Oh, no, in a second. Anyway, you can bend one knee and take all the weight onto one foot, one hand. And you can change sides. So feel your way into downward facing dog. And if you're feeling really yang, really active, you wanted to go through a little vinyasa flow, you could always do that. You could breathe